Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid. Magandang gabi po. Today is March 17. Today is the feast day of Saint Patrick. Saint Patrick, known as Apostle to Ireland. In America, it's a big celebration. In New York, public holiday, they call it Saint Patrick Day. Patrick was born of a Catholic parents. At the age of 16, he was born in England, and he was kidnapped and he was brought to Ireland as a slave. Then he was sent to the mountain as a shepherd. There he had a dream about the Lord. And he was able to escape from his slavery. He came back to England and he enrolled himself in many monasteries and he studied and he became priest. Then eventually he was consecrated as a bishop. Pope Celestine I first asked him to go back to Ireland, and for 30 years he labored and he traveled on foot from north to south and from east to west, and he preached the gospel, and the entire Ireland became Catholic. He was able to do impossible things. Imagine, nandito kaming dalawa si Father Jasper since last July. Kung tanong ninyo kami, kung naglakad kami buong Bagumbong, hindi pa. Di ba, no? Samantalang, itong Patrick na, he was able to 30 years from north to south, from east to west, the entire island of Ireland, he preached the gospel and he converted everybody. He was able to do impossible things. The readings what we heard today, both the first reading and the gospel, is challenging us to be like a Patrick, to do impossible things. How can we do impossible things? First, my friends, by loving God. Of course, we all love God, no question about it. We heard it in the gospel. Itong eskriba pumunta sa Panginoon, tanong niya, ano po ang pinakamahalaga na utos? Jesus told them, ang very familiar na prayer sa kanila. Katulad sa atin, meron po tayong angelus, no? Ganun din sa kanila, meron din isang prayer na tawag na Shema Israel in Hebrew or Aramaic. Shema Israel, ibig sabihin, hear, O Israel. Pakinggan ninyo, Israel. Then you tell that one. Sinabi ng Panginoon, mahalin mo ang Diyos sa buong puso, buong kaluluwa, buong pag-iisip, buong lakas. Buong niya. Hindi hati. Hindi 95%, hindi po 100%. If there is 101%, 101% nga. Bakit? Because we will disappear into Godhead. We will disappear into God. That is why. Mga kapatid, that is what perhaps Patrick did na. With umibig niya ang Panginoon sa buong puso, buong lakas, buong pag-iisip nga. That is why he was able to do impossible things. Pangalawa po, mga kapatid, in order to do impossible things, of course, we must love God. Whole of ourselves. Pangalawa, sabihin ng Panginoon, then we must love our neighbor. Loving God, everybody does it. Loving neighbor, is the proof of that first one, that loving God. Loving God, loving neighbor as oneself. So Jesus was combining itong very familiar na utos na alam nila lahat. Deuteronomio 6:5, sinabi, love God above everything with all, buong nga. Pangalawa na utos, mga kapatid, Levitico 11, versikulo 18, sinabi, love your neighbor. So Jesus combined it. That is what the Lord is telling us today. When you combine these two, loving God and loving neighbor, then you will do impossible things. So mga kapatid, manalangin po tayo, no po, na hingi natin tulong ni Saint Patrick, na, so that we can also do impossible things with our life. By loving God, by loving our neighbor, and by loving God, by loving neighbor, we disappear itong ego. Then we will become one with God, and we can do impossible things. Amen? Sa ngalan ng Ama, at ang Anak, at ang Espiritu Santo.
Amen.